Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Lucy here, and welcome back to my channel. I have a great story for you guys. And I'm still mad. So let's get right into the video. So basically, a bit of backstory. 2 years ago, so how long I've been annoyed about this. 2 years. 2 whole years. Anyway, I started this job in the cafe because my friend had referred me to it, and for the experience, because it did teach me a lot, like to stick up for myself and don't take any bullshit. So I expected this cafe to be a bit unorganized, you know, a bit chaotic to start off with. So it started up maybe 3 months before I got there. So that's quite a long time to sort of establish yourself in the cafe and to know about your staff and everything, right? Well, when I got there, there was no roster system. You'd basically be told at 8 p.m. that night, you've got a shift in the morning. Sorry? Like 7 a.m. start at 8 p.m. like being told. It's like you have to say yes, otherwise she would get really angry at you. Luckily, though, I had nothing else to do with my time, so I was pretty good to go most of the time. So the owner, which is, we'll call her Sandy, that's not her real name, but her name is Sandy in this story. So Sandy didn't know how to run a cafe. She had no cafe experience, no barista training. Like, when you want to open a cafe, normally you'll have some experience, like, and some sort of passion for it. Maybe it was like a dream of hers to open up a cafe and stuff. Good for her. Follow your dreams, you know? I'm all for it. Realistically, you need experience. She made basic food, you know. The brunch scene in Melbourne's pretty hard to get into. And if you want to be like one of those cafes that are up here, you've got to make food that is up here. The coffee was pretty good and the vibe was quite cool, like quite chill. Great cafe, but the politics in there were disgusting. Disgusting. Another thing that really, oh my god, like why? She was always late with pay. I had to message her. I've actually got receipts of me messaging her. Hey, can I please get paid for this day, this time? Like, why do I have to keep reminding her to pay me? I'm not there as a volunteer. Like, I would be going out or doing something that weekend and I needed money. And so I'd message her and be like, hey, can you pay me before tomorrow because I need money? Anyway, so a little rat has been just cooped up in me for 2 years. This is my story now, okay? There was this girl, let's call her Jasmine. She was nice and she taught me the ropes and everything and she seemed like really lovely, but there was like this feeling in my gut that something wasn't quite right. She asked me to cover her shift, which was on Saturday that week, and I said, yeah, no worries. And then she asked me to cover the next Saturday as well, and I said, like it was August the 20th, and I was like, look, sorry, it's my birthday, I'd rather not work. Fair enough, you would think. I'm so sorry. One day a year that I can have off to myself to celebrate me. I think that's quite acceptable. And she was like, no worries. I'll go tell Sandy. So I expected, you know, that's fine, no worries. Work that week. The next Wednesday comes around. He decides to call me up and talk to me about my tax return. I was like, yeah, cool, whatever. She said something along the lines of, see you on Saturday. And I was like, oh, sorry, I thought Jasmine told you I'm not working on Saturday because it's my birthday. And she was like, no worries, come down, have a coffee, we'll make you breakfast and sing you happy birthday. I was like, sweet, no worries, all sorted, not a problem. Till the next day, I get a barrage of texts. I did have something else on the side. I was studying my Certificate 3 in childcare at the time, my bad. And I remember being in one of my classes and she was sending me all these texts basically telling me off for not telling her sooner. I was 19. I was still basically a child. And I have this, I don't know how old she was, but it was like 40, 50-year-old woman texting me during class. I'll get into the texts. And that's basically what prompted me to make this video. I was just looking through all my photos and I came across the screenshots. And boy, was she triggered. So, let's begin. So this is the first text I get on Thursday, right? Hey Lucy, did you let Jasmine so the other girl that worked there was very close with the boss, right? Let's call her Samantha. There are other workers that worked there as well. Hey Lucy, did you let Jasmine or Samantha or whoever asked and you agreed to take their shift know that you couldn't work this Saturday because it's your birthday? I'm a little rattled that if I hadn't phoned you about your tax last night, I wouldn't have known that you couldn't work or had the time to find someone else. Understandable. Also not my problem. Like, I'm casual. I'm allowed to say I don't want to work a shift if I don't want to work it. And I gave her 4 days notice. Anyway. Actually, no, I gave her 2 weeks notice. And because there's no roster system or anything at that place, it's just whatever. You know? So I said, yeah, I told Jasmine that I couldn't work when she asked me 2 weeks ago. And I thought she would have passed the message on to you. I'll ask Jasmine. I had assumed you were covering for Chelsea on the barista and never had thought it would be your birthday so you couldn't do it. Because she doesn't give a language, Lucy. Language. I'm just gonna close this because let's get back into it. Hence my conversation with you last night was of me thinking that you would be okay to do Saturday. So, you know, she had this talk with me and everything. I was in class and I was getting so upset because I was like, I'm gonna lose my job. No one else is gonna hire me because it was full-time class. It was 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And so I replied to that saying, okay, well, I never got a confirmation text to ask if I was doing this Saturday or even last Saturday. And I did tell that I couldn't do this week. I don't know why she would have told you I could when I couldn't. Then she has the audacity to say, we don't get confirmation texts, we talk to each other. It's fine, Lucy. So I left it and she replies, and we don't do rosters anymore, as I said it to you before, because it changes day in and day out anyway. No one follows it anyway. Who doesn't follow a roster? Relax. This is so bad for my cheek. To that, I said, what I meant was that I was sure I wasn't working on this Saturday because I told Jasmine that I wasn't. In hindsight, I should have gone straight to Sandy and told her anyway that I couldn't work that Saturday. But we talked to each other. I said, I follow the roster religiously, ha ha ha, but I guess this is all a matter of miscommunication. And then she goes, yeah, at my expense with no barista this weekend. So, at this moment, I was freaking out. I felt guilty as hell. At that age, I just took on everyone else's problem as my own. And that's something that, it's kind to do it, but if it jeopardizes your well-being. So I messaged Samantha. She had sport on the weekend, so I asked her when her sport was, and she's like, games at 2. So I was like, well, do you want, because I was like, okay, well, I'll work a bit of the day and stuff and try and give her an alternative if she's freaking out. If she wanted to work till 11, I'll do the rest of the shift. This was Friday. My boyfriend at the time, he organized a surprise party. Well, obviously I didn't know, but I was gonna go to his house for my birthday. She said, nah, she doesn't need you. And I was like, okay, well, why is this a big freaking issue if she doesn't need me? Why is she giving me so much shit about it if she doesn't need me, right? I messaged her at 10 o'clock on Friday morning, asking her, have you found a barista? And she said, yes, full stop. And I said, okay, could I please get paid for last weekend before this weekend? Because I needed money for my birthday. And she wasn't paying me. And then she sends me this big long text about how she's putting money in when I finish work and And then she brings it up. I've spent 2 days trying to find someone to replace you and another girl for this weekend, so you can allow a delay on pays just like everyone else has. If you want, you can come and pick up cash from the cafe on the books, paid cash. She I said, okay. Well, I didn't accept the shift in the first place, so I don't know why I'm being punished. Ha ha. But if that's when you can do it, that's okay. And then she goes, a big long text again. I recall you saying that you were working, so did and whether it's a miscommunication, you should have told me that you couldn't work at least a week or two ago. I did. I didn't say I could. I wasn't asked by her to work that Saturday. Okay, relax. She's like, it's not a punishment. You're not a child, especially not my child to be punished by me. I think I'm going to put up the term for punishment here once I figure out how to do editing. I think that not paying me on time is a bloody punishment, miss. She's like, you're not a child, especially not my child to be punished by me. This is a business, Lucy, and you are wasting a lot of my time right now. I will have your pay ready by 3 p.m. today. When you come in, we will chat about how this working relationship is going to go forward or not. So she was basically threatening me that she's going to fire me over text. Have I reminded you she's 50 and I was 19? Ooh, she's a big girl. A big girl. And then, because I said haha, she's like, and why are you laughing for? Do you not take this seriously? Well, at the time, no, because it was so stupid. It was honestly so dumb. I've never experienced something like this before in my life. If I caught up sick in the morning, what would she have done? Gotten pissed at me for calling in sick? I said, I do take this seriously. I'm just wanting to talk over the phone rather than texting. When will you be able to have a chat? I said, I have time between 12 to 1 or after 4. This part's pretty funny. I'd like to talk to you face to face. You'll have to come in. I'm done here at 4 p.m., perhaps Sunday after work. Your pay will go in after I finish here. I'm free at 4. I'll see you there, right? Am I missing something? So, I did some digging. And I don't have screenshots anymore. I've got the actual messages that I can scroll. So get ready, my darlings. It's gonna be a nice little roller coaster ride. And we're gonna go on it together. So, I've got my old iPhone 5 here with the actual messages on them. So where were we up to? Oh yeah, how I was saying how we'll meet up for a chat. Okay, so we have time between 12 to 1 or after 4, right? Yeah. This is my favorite part. She's like, I'm not free then, Lucy. I finish here at 3:30. I shut the kitchen at 2 and we shut at 3:30. You know all of these. Why would I go out of my way to wait for you when you couldn't tell me that you can't work at least a week out of the shift that we all have thought you were doing? So I said, sorry, you said you were done at 4, because she did. Like I said, I thought the shift was Jasmine's, and she told me that she would tell you that I can't work it, and why would I want to work on my birthday? I'd like to have a chat to you today so I can leave this behind me and enjoy my birthday. She's like, I finished at 3:30. I'm not here at 4 p.m, even though she told me. Done, finished, not here, however you want to interpret that. Are you resigning? Sorry, I don't remember saying I was resigning. I never said I was resigning. I'll see you at 3:30. This is a conversation I want to have with you in person, full stop. Then she decides to bring up other things. She's like, I don't know why you keep passing the responsibility of not informing me that you couldn't work this Saturday. I will deal with Jasmine. At the end of the day, we all talk to each other here. I'm always here. It's not hard to let me know. I've spent 2 days and nights worrying about this Saturday because of miscommunication. I'm stuck with what I have for substitute baristas, and that will affect my business. Okay, see you at 3:30. You'll have 10 minutes with me, and then I have to go. She's a busy woman. I don't want to lose my job. Like, I didn't say I was quitting. I didn't, because she's like, I have substitute baristas or whatever. And I said I tried to organize with Samantha to work. And she said, I don't need you. I go to the cafe and we have this big chat and everything. Like, she basically said that I have to go. And the reasons were, apparently a customer complained that I put almond milk instead of soy milk in one of his drinks. And I was like, because when we make the milk, the almond and the soy jug is shared. So I probably accidentally put almond milk in the soy jug. That's not that much of a big deal. Okay, if they tell you, if they complain, you just remake it for them. People make mistakes. It's not that much of a big deal. And then she tried to get me to, work in the kitchen. I was hired as a barista in front of house staff. I'm not going to work in the kitchen when I don't want to. I said to her as well, I don't want to work in the kitchen. I don't want to work in the kitchen. And she just basically forced me in there. I don't have any culinary experience. She used to tell me how I was at cutting, vegetables up. I don't cook. I'm not a cook. Anyway, I said, out of stupidity, I said, I'm gonna quit because I don't want you to have to fire me. Don't ever jeopardize your own well-being for them, because they will cut you out. After that, I left. And I don't know why, but she gave me my pay in a paper bag. And on it was like, I think it was like $250 or something. And she taxed me $67. And I was like, I don't get taxed under that. Like, I've never been taxed that much for getting paid that little before. So I was in the car and I was counting it. And it was $4 short. So I texted her, missing $4, coming to get it down. Now, I came back to the cafe. I got out of the car and I was like, I'll take that $4, thanks. And she's like, oh, am I short and stuff? And I was like, yep, you are. And she gave it to me and I said, sorry, but I know it's not that much, but for a student who doesn't have a job, it's quite a lot. Got the money, got back in the car and left. And that was like the bravest I've ever been in that sort of situation before. Like, I'm so proud of myself for doing that. But that night was Friday night and the next day was my birthday. So I got fired the day before my birthday. This cutthroat. I went to my boyfriend's house. Honestly, bless him. He organized a surprise party. I was sick. I had puffy eyes. I was so miserable. But he put that on for me and it just made me so happy. So happy. I was crying. I was a mess. A friend of mine worked there with me at the time and she came to my little surprise birthday thing and I get this phone call and it's from Sandy. And so I pick it up and I'm like, hello? She called me up and she's like, I'm so sorry, I want you back so bad. And I was so desperate that I was actually considering it. But I said to her, look, I'm gonna have to think about it because I felt so bullied and victimized throughout this whole situation that I'm gonna have to think about coming back because I don't know if I can. She said that I'm such a good person. I said I'd have to think about it. Oh yeah, on Saturday she decides to message me and she goes, happy birthday, Lucy. Oh, you're so nice. Thank you so much. I was like, happy birthday to me. And then on Sunday, I didn't even get the chance to say I don't want it. She did not allow me that satisfaction. No. Sends me a big text saying, hey Lucy, I've been thinking a lot about our conversation on Friday regarding my offer to have you back. I'd like to retract that offer and leave it as it was. now. And she didn't even let me say, I don't want to work for you. She didn't. No. She took that from me. I don't think we can work together after you've claimed that you felt victimized and bullied by either myself or the other staff. Which leads me to assume that you would not want to be in an environment where you don't feel comfortable or you think this behavior has occurred. I will finish your group certificate tomorrow and email it to you. Wish you all the best. I said, right. Well, thanks for that. And then I started to tell her that she needs to send me some group certificate stuff. And I said, like, I don't believe that my last payment should have been taxed. Like, this big, long message about saying how she's right and I'm wrong. She's like, you can check the ATO website and, like, the details of your taxes on the paper I gave you. Like, said to me. I was just like, I don't believe I should have been taxed because when I've earned the same amount weeks earlier, I wasn't taxed. That's all. She's like, I've just had a look at the tax table. I've looked at the wrong column of the table. I would deposit that money into your account. Sorry about that. She said, can you remove yourself from the Facebook page from work? I'm pretty sure you can just remove members if you're an admin. So, like, I think when she asked me, it triggered me a little. And I was a little annoyed that she did ask me. So I said, the fact that you could even think of me as that is disappointing, but I've already done it. Thanks for showing me the real blah. And thanks for letting me work there. And she's like, oh, Lucy, you will do what you want or say what you want to say, so go for it. Which, I mean, yeah, I will say whatever I want to say. And she's like, internet is uncharted waters for a small business. Once trust is broken, you can never know what could happen. You can't unscramble scrambled eggs, forgive the pun. I have every right to protect my business and the people that are working for me. Best wishes to you, Lucy. And then I said something stupid. As usual, I was like, so the unfair dismissal on my part, never mind. I know what your business is. It's enough. I hope your eggs remain scrambled. And then she sent me this long and unnecessary message about how I'm being sarcastic, hinting nastiness, and she said I'm a casual employee. Apparently they've had plenty of issues throughout my employment. I didn't hear anything about something that I was doing being wronged or anything. Nothing. Mainly on my performances, and we've had an informal conversation about it, which means that I don't know at all. And she's like, I wouldn't be throwing around unfair dismissal and your claim of bullying and victimization at me. If you want to take this further, let me know. We can arrange a mutually suitable time to do it. And then she asked me like what I really want. I do it because I want justice for... It's unfair. I got basically fired for having a birthday. And she's like, by the way, you resigned verbally. So that's what I was saying before on how like you can't put your business before you because they will use that against you. And then she asked if I don't put her down as a referee, like I was going to, what was she going to refer me as? Like, okay, that's the end of that conversation. I didn't reply to anything else because I was just so like done. Like, she's 50 and I'm 10 times more mature than she was. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It really let me let out my anger. Please, if you know this place, please don't send any hate or anything. This was just my side of the story. I'm sure she has a different side of her story. Like, we're all Gucci now. I've got, you know, I've got other plans for my life, and if I didn't quit that job, I wouldn't have found the other job, which really like helped me out so much. But if you have any like issues with your employment or something, please know your rights. Don't be afraid to rant. Don't be afraid to let all that anger out, whether it to be with a camera or to your friends or anything. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I'm going to try and keep posting videos every week. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. And just leave a comment on whether you think I was in the right or whether you think I was in the wrong. I don't know. Thank you guys. Mwah.